Welcome to CodeProSeries. In today's video, we are diving into one of the core foundation of the .NET framework, that is Common Language Runtime or CLR. What exactly is CLR? Why is it called the heart of .NET execution, and how does it manage memory and other things? Let's start with what is CLR.
CLR is the execution engine of the .NET framework. It manages the execution of .NET programs, handling critical services like memory management, garbage collections, thread management, exception handling, security, JIT compilation. It provides a managed execution environment, which means developers don't need to manually manage memory or system resources. So what that means? So it means class, let's say for example, when we create objects of any class, so not just one or two objects. Let's think in terms of thousands or 10,000s of objects or multiple. It's a very big application. Have to dispose those object once its used has been done. So most of the time it's not right, each and every object has to be disposed. So we don't take care of that disposing of that object. So CLR take that responsibility to clean up the unused objects with the help of garbage collection. So garbage collection is automatically called within the .NET framework within your application, and it will go through the objects. If the object is not in used, so it will be disposed that object. So that's the beauty of the .NET framework. We don't need to manually manage memory or system resources. So just to understand through the graphical way, we can see here, this is our .NET framework. Within the .NET framework, there is a CLR, and CLR managing this multiple things. So let's see first what is memory management. There are two type of memories, like one is managed memory and other is unmanaged memory. So what is those? Managed memory is nothing but a code is written within the .NET framework, within the .NET languages. Let's say C#. In the C# language, we have created a class and created object of that class. So that object, that means the memory utilized by that object is within the managed memory. If the code is written outside the .NET framework, let's say into the Python or into the C++ or into the Java, so that will comes under unmanaged memory. So that management has been done with the help of CLR in the .NET framework. Thread management, so this is also done by the CLR. So thread, when we create multiple threads within our application, so that handling management has been done the CLR. Whenever we run the application within the Windows app platform, so it's a single threaded application. So only one thread is created and it will run your user interface in that thread, which is called as a main thread. So whenever we have written a functionality which will taking much more time, within that time actually, so the main thread is get hanged. So your UI will be hanged until that functionality has been ended. Let's say one method is there, it will be connecting to your database, filtering and retrieving the data as a return of that method. Something, the database is very huge and you're filtering very big data, so it will take much more time. So during that time your UI will be get hanged. So retrieving of the data will be moved to the other thread, not on the main thread. So we will create one more thread, let's say for example thread 1, and we will put all that retrieving of data on that thread, new thread, and it will continue. Once it will be done, thread will be retrieved from the database, then it will be returned to the main thread. But now our main thread is not been utilized because we are created already new thread. So in that way, that multiple thread has been created into the application for multiple things, so that the management has been done with the help of CLR. Security is nothing but more accessing the code or the role based security. Like we have to create multiple roles for our application, and we have to provide authentication, authorization, always everything is taken care of with the security in the CLR. Exception handling. What is that exception handling? So it handles runtime exceptions. There might be possibility of throwing a exception in the application at a runtime. So that management has been taken by the CLR. JIT, just in time compiler. So it converts IL to a native code. IL is intermediate language. So it will convert IL to a native code just before the execution. Garbage collector. So it is more on like collecting or destroying the resources. So it will be run automatically. It will be automatically clear your memories. We will see in the next slide deep into the what is garbage collector. Okay, let's see CLR execution model. How does it looks like? So in the execution model, you can see there is a source code, managed code, CLR have just-in-time compiler, which works like it's translate the IL code into the native code, and native code read by the operating system. So this managed code is readable directly to the operating system. So that's why the CLR is there. So let's go one by one. So when we write a program in .NET language, any language like C#.NET or maybe VB.NET or C++.NET, so they do have their own compilers. So C# have its own compiler, VB.NET have its own compiler, C++.NET have its own compiler. So compiler works is to translate source code into a IL code. IL code is intermediate language code. So but this IL code is not readable directly to the operating system. So the CLR comes in picture now. So CLR have its just-in-time compiler. This compiler work is to convert the IL code into native code. Native code is nothing but a machine code. So this machine code is readable from the operating system. So in this way, exactly the code what we write in the .NET framework, it gets converted into the machine code, and machine code is now readable with the operating system. So that's the beauty of the CLR, which helps IL code translate into machine code. Now there is a unmanaged code. So in unmanaged code, what happens? Unmanaged code is code that runs outside the control of .NET, outside the control of .NET CLR. It is usually written in any other languages like C or C++, Python or something else, but which is not a .NET language. So it does not convert to IL code, and it's directly compiled into native machine code. So the .NET runtime does not manage its memory, security or execution, because it's outside the .NET runtime.
Thank you so much for watching. If you like the video, please subscribe to CodeProSeries. Hit the bell icon so you don't miss any new tutorials. And if you have any questions, just leave a comment below. I will be happy to reply. See you in the next video. And until then, keep learning and keep coding. See you.